What's the dumbest rule a daycare has enforced? I got a call from the daycare saying my 4-year-old daughter Hazel was burning up with fever. But when I went to pick her up, the daycare's director blocked me at the entrance. I'm sorry, Mr. Fisher, but I cannot release Hazel to you. You're not authorized for emergency medical pickup. It took me a second to understand what she just said. What are you talking about? I'm literally her father. She's sick and she needs my help. Mrs. Patrick pulled out a thick binder labeled emergency protocols and started flipping the pages. Our insurance policy is very clear. In medical emergencies, children may only be released to the primary guardian. The primary listed is her mother. You are secondary. She showed me the form like it was federal law. I explained that her mother and I were divorced. I had weekday custody. Her mother was 2 states away, and that Hazel needed my help ASAP. I understand, she said, not moving from the doorway. But our liability insurance is clear. No exceptions. The rules protect our license. Through the window, I saw Hazel curled up in the sick room, face bright red, and clutching her stomach in pain. She saw me and reached out crying, "Daddy!" Mrs. Patrick yanked the blinds shut. "You need her mother's approval before you can pick her up." I tried calling Hazel's mother 3 times, but it kept going to voicemail. So I started arguing with the director again, begging her to let me in. 20 minutes passed, and this meathead woman still didn't understand what was at stake here. Through the door crack, I saw Hazel barely conscious with a red rash covering her neck. "She's had a dangerous fever for an hour. Just let me take her to the hospital," I pleaded. "Protocol is protocol," she replied. "These rules exist for a reason. Enough is enough," I told myself. My daughter's life was in danger, and this woman blocking my path was obviously mentally ill. I pulled out my phone and dialed 911 right there in front of her. "I need police assistance at this daycare." Mrs. Patrick went pale when she realized what I was doing. "Sir, we're just following protocols," she stammered, but I kept going. "My 4-year-old has a really high fever, and they won't even let her father take her to a doctor." The dispatcher heard a child's life was in danger and immediately labeled my case as a priority. Once the officers arrived, I showed them my custody papers, license, and Hazel's birth certificate. They looked at Mrs. Patrick like she was dumb. "This is his child. He has legal custody today. Release the child immediately." "But our insurance protocol explicitly states—" "Your insurance protocol doesn't override law," the officer interrupted. "Refusing to release a child to their legal guardian is custodial interference. Open the damn door." Mrs. Patrick fumbled for keys, muttering about liability forms. They escorted me inside where I finally scooped up Hazel, but she was in bad shape. Her skin was burning hot, her hair was matted with sweat, and that red rash was now covering her neck and chest. I rushed to the ER as fast as I could, but the doctor's expression turned grave when he examined Hazel's rash. "This is scarlet fever. See the sandpaper texture?" My heart felt like it had stopped. "How serious is it, doctor?" "It's hard to say. If this had gone untreated another 2 to 3 hours." She paused. "Scarlet fever causes rheumatic fever, permanent kidney damage, heart valve problems. You should be prepared." They rushed her away for emergency treatment. The next 12 hours were the longest of my life. Monitors beeping, nurses rushing in and out, kidney function tests every few hours. I couldn't leave her side, holding her tiny hand while she fought through the fever. Then, the daycare called my phone. Did they want to apologize? Did they want to ask if my daughter was all right? Nope. They just wanted to know if she would be back Monday. I heard that and felt my patience physically snapping in half. I waited for Hazel's mother to arrive, then drove straight to the daycare with the diagnosis, papers, and photos I'd taken of Hazel hooked up to all those machines. Mrs. Patrick was at her desk, looking surprised to see me. "Oh, Mr. Fisher, you're back. Will Hazel be returning next week?" I slammed the hospital papers on her desk. "Tell me something. Is your insurance more important than my daughter's life?" Her smile faded as she read the words scarlet fever on the diagnosis. "Sir, I was just following our insurance requirements." I pulled out my phone, showing photos of Hazel unconscious with tubes and wires. "This is what your insurance policy did to her." Parents started gathering with horrified looks. "Sir, please, let's discuss this privately," Mrs. Patrick whispered, seeing the crowd forming. "No, everyone needs to know you valued a form over a father's custody rights." The doctor said 2 more hours and we'd be looking at organ failure, maybe death. A mother gasped, pulling her child closer. Mrs. Patrick was still stammering about liability and procedures, about protecting the facility from lawsuits. "You were so busy protecting yourself from imaginary lawsuits that you got a real one for child endangerment," I replied. "Maybe next time, trust that a father knows when his daughter needs help." The daycare ended up going bankrupt and shutting down after they paid out the settlement fee in our lawsuit. And Hazel, she made a full recovery, though those hours in the hospital still haunt me.